Hey makeup friends, we are going to be talking about new releases for the week of January 30th. I cannot believe it's the end of January. Wow. Okay, that's good. 2021 so far is going a lot faster than 2020 did, so yay. All right, let's do this. Alright, so before we get into today's video, I want to welcome you back to my channel, or if you are new here, then hello and welcome. My name is Kara, and on my channel, we like to mix beauty, brains, and the occasional F-bomb. I am going to touch really quickly on the makeup. I did film this eye look. I used the Lunar New Year palette from BH Cosmetics. This was done in collaboration with Shishi Yang. It's beautiful, guys. I'm really enjoying playing with this one. I really am. So that is what is on my eyes. On my lips is a mix of two liquid lipsticks from ABH. I have Ashton and Pure Hollywood. Those are the pertinent details, so let's get into the video. All right, so you guys seem to be enjoying this ranking style. I am enjoying doing it this way, so we're just going to continue on that path. I'm going to talk about 12 new products. I'm going to rank them from the ones that I'm the least excited about to the ones that I'm the most excited about. Please bear in mind, this is a very subjective and personal to me ranking system. This in no way is me telling you how you should feel about these products. And in fact, everybody is probably going to have different rankings than what I do, and that is perfectly fine and just speaks to the beauty that is makeup, in that there is an abundance of it and we all have our own personal preferences. So this week, number 12 for me is going to be this upcoming palette from Dragun Beauty for a multitude of reasons. So I'm going to scoot over here so we can put some pictures up. Okay, so this is available now. As I said, it's from Dragun Beauty. So this is the Fantasy Eyeshadow Palette Volume 3. Retails for $30, and there are also 3 different lip glosses available with it for $18 each, or you can buy the trio bundle for $54. There's a clear gloss, one with like a gold sort of reflect in it, and then one described as a lavender pearl. So straight out of the gate, the lip glosses really don't do it for me. The shades just don't look all that fantastic. I'm not a huge clear lip gloss fan, to be honest, so I really don't have any need for that in my life. The lip glosses just aren't for me. The eyeshadow palette, I'm not like opposed to the shadows that are in there. I kind of suspect that it's a bit of a one-trick pony. Like for me, I just don't see that I would be getting a ton of really versatile looks out of this. But the overarching like concern that I have here is that it's from Dragun Beauty, and I just do not jive with Nikita Dragun. The whole like let's party all the time during a pandemic thing, plus other problematic behaviors in the past. I can't really speak to her all that much because I don't watch any of her content, and I really don't know aside from what I've seen reported here and there on drama channels. But from what I've seen, I've kind of made the like decision within myself that she's just not somebody that I really want to support. So for that reason, this is ranking at the bottom of the barrel for me this week. Now, coming in with slightly more interest, but really we're talking like a modicum, are these palettes here from Etude and Hershey's Kisses. So there's 3 different palettes. They're going to be available by the time you're seeing this on the Etude website. I don't know the price of them, it doesn't say, but there are 3 different palettes available. There's milk chocolate, almond chocolate, and special dark. There are 3 liquid lipsticks, some brushes, and a makeup pouch as well. There's 3 palettes, but like, are there? Because they look very similar. I'm not going to go out and say like there's no differences, because there is, but like, do you need all 3? Probably not. And really, like, I have no strong affinity for Hershey's Kisses. Like, that in and of itself isn't enough for me to be like, take my money, it's Hershey's Kisses. Like, if I'm going to spend money on Hershey's Kisses, I'm going to buy chocolate with it. I'm not going to buy boring eyeshadow palettes. And keep in mind, I do enjoy neutral eyeshadow. Like today's look, don't be fooled. I rock the hell out of neutrals pretty much on a daily basis, especially going to the office. But these just don't fill any void in my collection whatsoever. And there's not enough difference between them for me to think like, hey, even from a collector's perspective, I would want all 3 if that was my shtick. They just, I don't know, they just seem uninspired to me. Like, it's cute, the little like Hershey Kiss thing. Like it's cute, but not cute enough to like really spark any interest on my part. So this one's an easy pass for me. Next up is an upcoming launch from Morphe. This is going to be their Filter Effect Soft Focused Foundation. I just put a T at the end of focus. That doesn't belong there. Moving on. It's going to be available at Ulta on January 31st and then on Morphe on February 16th. It seems really weird to me that it comes to Ulta before it goes to the Morphe site. Why is that? Does Ulta back them some? Like I'm genuinely curious. Like I'm not trying to like throw shade or anything. I'm just like genuinely curious. Why would it go to Ulta before it would go to their own website? There must be something in the contract somewhere. I'm curious about that. If you have thoughts, let me know. Anyways, this is an oil-free, skincare-infused foundation that delivers a natural finish for healthy-looking skin, and it is available in 40 shades. There's no retail price on here, so I'm not sure how much it's going to go for. It's Morphe. It's not going to be like prohibitively expensive. There's also going to be a microfiber sponge available and a wide angle foundation brush. Okay, so the sponge is one of those like velvet kind of sponges, which I've had one of those in the past and it's not my jam. I'm not big on those. I don't like them. The brush actually looks like a totally functional brush. I like the size of it. From this very limited picture of it, it looks good. My problem with Morphe brushes is that they're kind of hit or miss. But even the ones that are good and soft and not stabby and all that kind of thing, they fall apart too quickly for my liking. So I'm just not intrigued in that aspect. The description of the foundation sounds fine, but I just don't fuck with Morphe. I just don't. I've been sorely disappointed by their products in the past, and also I just am not on board with the brand. I'm just not. That's a personal decision on my part. If you support Morphe, that's completely fine by me. Like, it's your dollars. I don't care. But for me, they've aligned themselves with so many problematic people in the past. They've done some really shady things, and it's just a brand that I kind of like do one of these to, and I'm not interested in being a Morphe babe. Like, it's just not a desire of mine, so I'm fine not buying this foundation. Next up, my old friend Beauty Blender. If you have watched any of my new release videos in the past, you know that I get like oddly angry about Beauty Blender. I don't really know what it is, like why they chap my ass as much as they do, but they really do. I think it has something to do with like the $26 price point for a sponge. $20 in the US, $26 in Canada. But here we are again. Now, I thought when I first saw the picture that this was going to be like, oh, now available in green, because they like to do that. They like to like, gotta catch them all with all their colors, and like, you don't need to catch them all. You really don't. You don't need a rainbow of sponges. You use it for bloody foundation. It's going to get dirty. It doesn't matter what color it starts off. It's all going to end up foundation colored. Regardless, this one does have a little bit of a twist on it, and this is why I haven't just like shoved it immediately into the number 12 spot just out of spite. I fully acknowledge that my detestation of Beauty Blender is probably unfair. I fully admit that. But I'm like entrenched in that feeling now, and I don't see myself getting myself out of it at any point. Okay, so I said that this one has a little bit of a twist to it. It's not just that it's green, it is the Bio Pure sponge. It's their first plant-based beauty blender formulated with 60% renewable sugarcane. Same soft bounce, but even better for the environment. Launching February 1st, exclusive at Sephora. It's going to be $20 US, about $26 Canadian. Okay, so I have no idea about the properties of sugarcane. I don't know if it's a more environmentally friendly option. I assume that it is. I will take them at their word. And if so, I think that's good, because this is a consumable product. You do replace your beauty blenders, hopefully more often than like once every 6 years. Let's put it out there. So these are products that do break down and they do get dirty and you do have to replace them. So having a more environmentally friendly option is a good thing. However, it's still $26. I just can't get past the price point. That's really what it comes down to for me, is like, why would you not just buy a more affordable sponge that works every bit as well, if not better? Again, your dollars, not mine. That's totally up to you. That's totally fine. But I do like that this is more environmentally sound. So I will back off a little bit. Beauty Blender, Thank you for not just being like, hey, it's green, and leaving it at that. Thank you for putting more thought into it. I appreciate that, but it's still not enough for me to go out and spend $26 on a sponge. Okay, so we're gonna talk about a new palette being released from Suva Beauty. It was just launched on the 27th. It's available for $35 US, and this is the Toppers palette. So this palette contains 4 stunning holographic iridescent multi-dimensional flip pigment shades. These are large format pans with 2.9 grams of product each. You can use your finger for the perfect dewy, wet holographic finish, or use a brush for a glittery sparkle. So these are meant to be toppers. You can obviously use toppers alone if you choose, but they are designed to be toppers. The picture that they have included with this is stunning, like just artistic and beautiful. That picture makes me want to buy this product more than the picture of the product does. But I don't feel like I have a need for this product. So while I think 2.9 grams in a pan for $35 for 4 is really good, I have so many of these kind of shades that I really don't feel the need for this. In fact, my Plain Jane palette from Etude Cosmetics, it covers all my bases. I can use those on their own. I can pat them on the lid as toppers. I also have a ton of different shadows from Clionadh as well, which will also accomplish the same kind of finish. So I personally, while I think it looks beautiful, especially applied in that picture, oh my goodness, while I think it looks beautiful, it's just not something that I need, and that's why I'm ranking it lower. All right, so now we're getting into like the murky middle ground where really it's hard to rank these because they're all kind of interchangeable with each other in terms of my level of interest in actually purchasing them. So take the next like 3-4 items with a bit of a grain of salt and just realize that they could be switched about very easily. I have to talk about them one at a time, so I'm kind of forced to rank them, but my interest is pretty much equal for all of these products. So first up, let's talk about the new lipsticks from Odins Eye Cosmetics. These are the Kiss of a Fairy lipsticks, which are available now. They are 13.9 euros each, which is like 20 Canadian, I believe-ish, somewhere around there. There are 3 shades in a cream finish and 3 shades in a velvet finish. Of the 3, I would be more interested in the velvet finish. I find they're a little bit more long lasting, and so that tends to be what I gravitate towards more. These are all shades that I do have an abundance of time in my collection. That doesn't necessarily stop me from repurchasing the same colors over and over again. And they are very pretty colors. I think there's certainly something here for everybody. The packaging looks beautiful. I would be curious to try these, but not just in and of itself. I would want to like tack this on to another order if I was ordering an eyeshadow palette or something of that sort. These in and of themselves aren't enough to get me to go to the website just to purchase the lipsticks, but I could see myself throwing one in a cart when I am making a different purchase in order to try out the formula. I haven't tried anything from Odins Eye before, but I have my eye on them. I've heard good things and I do want to try their eyeshadow formulas, so I might throw in one of these lipsticks at that time as well to test this out too. That's going to bring us then to the new palette from Dominique Cosmetics. This is the Transition palette. It is available as of the time you're seeing this video on the Dominique Cosmetics website. This is an everyday go-to eye and face palette that can do it all. It can define, contour, brighten, highlight, and more. Create endless looks with these 15 long-wearing blendable matte pigments, and it retails for $48 US. Now, I don't tend to gravitate towards all matte looks, but I do have an appreciation for all matte palettes because they're really great to pair with single shadows that I might have or other palettes like the Plain Jane palette from Adept, which is all shimmery shadows. So there is a place for this kind of palette in my collection. I don't think there's a place for it right now per se because I do have a number of other matte palettes and matte options available to me, but aesthetically looking at it, I think it does look very pleasing. I'm not completely sold on this whole you can highlight, brighten, contour, define. I don't know, the whole claim that it's a face palette as well makes me kind of tilt my head a little bit. I don't see a contour shade in there, at least not for my skin tone. There is like a grayish cool tone shade, but it would be very gray, and that is too harsh for the look that I would want. So I don't see this as a face palette personally, but as an eyeshadow palette, I think it looks pretty. Anyways, I think it looks pretty. I don't have a need for it. I'm not going to buy it, but it looks like one of those palettes that could be a good companion piece to a number of other products. Put it that way. So let's talk about Nars. They have just recently released their, what is this? The Uninhabited, what? Uninhabited? Should it be Uninhibited? Uninhabited? Like barren? What? On Beauty News Official, they called it the Uninhabited eyeshadow palette, but in checking the Nars Instagram page, it's Uninhibited. Doesn't really matter, but I thought I'd let you know in case you're like Googling for it and looking for it. It's Uninhibited. So this is a new palette and cheek duo. The palette is $49 US. I don't have pricing on the cheek duo, but it is available through the shop on the Nars Instagram page. It's a weird choice, but there we have it. I imagine it'll go to retailers at some point, but there's no information on that. No, maybe not. It says launching 27th of January exclusively on the Narcissist Instagram page. That's an odd choice. Regardless, it's a pretty palette, but it's the outer packaging that I like more than anything else. And I don't know why, because normally having this like hodgepodge of letters everywhere would drive me absolutely batty, because I really like symmetry and I really like linear straight lines. Like it just, that brings me comfort. So the fact that I really like this is weird for me, but okay, I'll go with it. That's fine. The shades are very pretty, but I do not need this palette because I have those shades so many times. I just don't need this, especially not at a $49 US price point. I really don't for a 9-pan palette, but I think it's really pretty. I want it, not gonna buy it. We'll put it that way. And now we are entering the realm of like, I could see myself putting money out towards these products. I may or may not, but I could definitely see myself seriously considering it. We'll put it that way. So first up is from Kaja, and this is now available on the Sephora app. There is a Strawberry Rose Balm and Lip Scrub Duo, and then there are Gloss Shot Hydrating Lip Glosses. They retail for $16 each, or the little stack is $17. Those are US prices. I would be very curious in trying this gloss, particularly the one on the far right of the image, the deepest shade. I don't know why, but it looks like it would be comfortable. I don't know why I think that, but I do. It says that it's a hydrating, non-sticky gloss with high shine finish with squalane, is that how you say that? Jojoba seed oil and rosehip fruit oil. Kind of reminds me of Tower 28 for some reason. Maybe it's just the packaging, but it's intriguing to me. I can't explain why, but it is. The lip scrub and the lip balm duo, not so much. Let me just see. It has grapeseed oil, strawberry fruit extract, vitamin E, and olive, again, that word squalane. Is that how you say that? I should really just start Googling this shit before I sit down to film so that I know how to say it. But at any rate, that one, I could take it or leave it. But the lip balm, or the lip gloss, looks like a good purse lip gloss. Like just throw it in there and then you have it wherever you are. Although, I mean, I wear a mask everywhere now, so like what does it matter? But at any rate, I'm interested. That was a very long roundabout way of saying that. I'm definitely interested. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And that's going to be this new collection from Kiko Milano. This is the Mood Boost collection. Now, the bummer for me is that I cannot get my hands on Kiko Milano here in Canada unless I get one of those like mail forwarding things, which I've been giving some thought to, but I don't know that I really need it that badly. You know what I mean? I'm interested in this, but I'm not like salivating, like hyperventilating, have to have it. Let's get a mail forwarding service. Does that make sense? Okay. At any rate, there are a bunch of products in here, so I'm just going to read through them. Oh my god, no I'm not. There's like 17, 18 items. Never mind. There are 18 items available in this collection. They all look beautiful. They really do. Like there's lipsticks, there's mascara, there's brightening serum, lip glosses, eyeshadow, a palette. There's all sorts of things going on here. And I think it all looks beautiful. Like every time I see Kiko Milano packaging, I'm just like it just looks so pretty to me. So I want it for the packaging. I have no idea what the products are like. I've heard good things about Kiko Milano, but I don't really know. Like, is it worth me going through the pain in the ass of like having it delivered to the US and then having it shunted to Canada if that's an option? I don't know. But the palette looks pretty. There's two palettes. The one with like the little purple one on the left, that one catches my eye a little bit more. These are not palettes that I need by any stretch. They do not really add anything, but I think they look functional and pretty. They're good like day-to-day kind of palettes for me. I like the size. I love 5-6 pan palettes. I like that. The face palette looks pretty. I would have liked to have seen some other options with like deeper shade selections available, but for my skin tone, this does work, so I am interested in it. The lip products look really pretty. I'm curious. I am definitely curious about Kiko Milano, but it's just such a pain in the ass to get my hands on that I've never gone down that road. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe one day I will get to try them. Maybe they will blow my mind. Maybe it will be very disappointing. I don't know. But one day I would definitely like to try some products from Kiko. All right, so that brings us to the last two products to talk about. And first up, we're going to talk about Danessa Myricks. She's coming out with new shades in the Twin Flames liquid eyeshadows. These look so pretty. You can wear them alone. You can wear them as toppers. They are duochromatic. They retail for $26 US each. And some of these look stunning. I really want to get my hands on the shade Bay, which is the second from the top. It just looks so beautiful. And the fun thing with these kind of products is like you layer them over a different base shadow and it just totally changes everything. So while you're seeing it swatched on its own and it looks beautiful, you can really play with it by like layering it on different products and really seeing what the shifts turn out to be, and you can manipulate it a little bit. I think it's really cool. I haven't tried any of these before, so I'm not sure like what the formulation of them is. It's Danessa Myricks, so I have high expectations. If you have tried any of the Twin Flames, please let me know. Like, do they crack? Do they crumble? Are they opaque? Are they a pain in the ass? Are they fantastic? What was your experience? I'd love to hear from you. But I have my eye on Bay. I hate the word Bay. Like, I totally hate it. Can we get past that word, please? I thought we left that a few years ago. But regardless, I will set that aside in order to have this because I think it looks beautiful. So then we are at the top spot in terms of what I am the most interested in, and that's going to go to Chantecaille. This is their butterfly, the butterfly spring collection. And honestly, just when I think that they have like topped out on how beautiful their packaging can get, they bump it up another notch. I love this. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's so like timeless and classic. I love it. I love the colors of the lipsticks, like the tubes. I like the colors of the lipsticks themselves. That mint one, like, can you please come home to me? Please, you're beautiful. I think it all looks so pretty. I love that Chantecaille has this like philanthropic side to it as well. And in this instance, they are supporting, I think it's Xerces? I'm not sure. Xerces and their pollinator conservation program. So the donation will support the restoration of more than 40 acres of native habitat for butterflies and other pollinators in California's Central Valley, source of a quarter of the nation's food. The eye quartet is going to retail for $96 US, and the lipsticks are $64 each. There's a deep pink, a warm-toned peachy pink, and a neutral-toned medium pink. It is available now through Holt Renfrew, and it's coming soon to the Chantecaille website, although a date is not specified. $96 US for an eyeshadow quad. That's a lot, but it's so pretty. It's super pretty. I think the eyeshadows themselves look like they're just going to give that like barely there kind of ethereal sort of look. I like bold and dramatic, but on an everyday, day-to-day basis, I could rock this. And that top shade, top right, looks like it has like a bit of a duochrome shift going on there. I think it looks really pretty. It's also the kind of palette that I can see wearing and just being like, I feel pretty. I feel girly and pretty. But it's $96 US. It's a lot of money. So I'm very, very torn. I am very interested in this, but I probably won't buy it. We'll see. Every time I say we'll see, my kids have figured this out. When I say we'll see, it basically means no, but I haven't like quite come to that decision yet. So I probably won't end up buying this because there would go like my monthly budget basically just on 2 products. But I'm gonna stare at this picture longingly and wish that I had it. All right, so there you have it, guys. Those are the new releases for this week and my ranking of them. I'd love to hear from you down below. What are you interested in? What are you not interested in? All of that good stuff. But for now, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.